Doom. Awesome. Celtics.
This great run comes to an end. Speaking of a bunch of guys that are over 30.
Yeah, but they're 16.
Yeah,
and
but
4.
they're a young 30.
16-4 going into tonight's game.
Are they really?
Yeah,
Yes.
against Milwaukee.
And
Well, they're road warriors.
yeah, 3 of those losses have come at home.
The
then
season's
Friday
a
night
fifth
games,
over
which is
already.
the other
Wow.
As Tim Weisberg pointed out in his Sunday piece, or his-
Monday?
from Monday's paper, written on Sunday, it's a very road strong team, and they've really established themselves as able to win anywhere, I think.
And that is kind of a rarity in any sport, really, to have a team that's better on the road than they are at home. But we're saying that, but it's only a difference of 3 losses. And the 3 losses were against very good teams that the Celtics played. So it's not like they're hoping to demolish the TD Garden anytime soon. It was a matter of early season struggles. I think offensively the team was a little bit of a mess because Garnett might not have felt like he was 100% enough to go pound the ball inside. Rashid was taking that. I'm sorry, Rashid. I got to start saying it right.
It's Rashid.
It's Rashid.
Okay.
Has he browbeaten people?
Nope.
over it?
I heard him on the radio pronounce it. It's correctly pronounced Rashid. So he's kind of got over that little slump he was in from outside. And I know that we had said on a previous episode of the show that, that outside game is what you expected with Wallace. But I think that he's realized that you have to kind of go inside to make outside work.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how he's turned it around. Rondo has been improved in his play. I think he kind of, personally, I think he had a little bit of an ego thing going on early in the season, and he's kind of calmed down. He's gotten over that, and he's worked his way in. Pierce has been solid. Ray Allen's been solid. I'm especially impressed considering the health issues with his child and the fact that he was able to stick with the team and play well. The bench it's not as strong as it was the first couple of weeks, but I think
has Shelton Williams tailed off a bit, or
no? I think it's just a matter of the rest of the team has kind of amped it up. The starters have amped it up, so you're not as reliant on the bench. Tony Allen will be coming back soon.
Oh,
Take
great.
that for what it is. I think I think that means he's going to get traded.
I mean, he's a guy that really can give you 3 to 4 solid minutes in the end of a 17-point game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, he can get
give you a great dunk, but then he's just going to tear something.
He can give you a dunk. He can possibly steal a ball.
We talk about athletes who get, with Randy Moss and Manny, we're talking about athletes who kind of get disinterested, kind of unfocused on what's going on. And I think that's Tony Allen's problem. I just think that sometimes he's mentally taken out of games for whatever reason. And speculatively speaking, he might have some attention issues.
Yep.
We have to take that into possibility. But if he's somebody that can keep his mind in the game, they should be depending on this guy to come off the bench. I mean, he should be an established NBA player, and he's not.
Yeah, in fact, and it's really odd it's odd for a guy to come up in an organization. I mean, usually a guy like this, who has a career like Tony Allen's had, isn't with the same team for, was it been 6 years?
Yeah,
7 years?
should have been. He should have been.
It's bizarre to have a guy who never really makes it, but yet still is on the same team.
They re-signed him last year. Going into last year,
it's very the Tony Allen
new contract
is a bizarre. It's a strange. I can't think of another guy like that who stays with one organization even though he never delivers.
I mean,
not even close. I mean, he had that one period. He's like, "Hey, Tony, oh my knee."
Yeah, when Pierce went down and he kind of stepped up.
Yeah, and it was like, "Wow, Tony Allen, this
team.
is great." And then,
well, like, oh my God, he looks like a first-round pick for a change. But the problem with Tony Allen is he was kind of kept around this team because he was such a strong defender.
Yeah.
But you've built a team of pretty good defenders.
Okay, but he was in that Bulls series. Was it the Bulls series where he was just? What was the series where he was just? He made some of the dumbest defensive plays of all, fouls.
Yeah, I can't really remember because to me it's most of the time.
It was awful though. Every time they put him out there, it was like, get him out of the game. He can't. He just. I don't know why. I thought it was bizarre that he would be back. You just assume after that playoff, so well, that's the last we've seen of him, and then here he is again.
Yeah, but I mean, if he can come back, at least it gives them an interesting possibility. Maybe something will happen. Maybe he can break out. Maybe he can be moved. We're getting to the point now where when you get to January,
Yep.
if you're going to start bringing in insurance players. You want to get them in early. They don't want to wait around like they did last year for Stephon Marbury and be bringing him in, so close to the playoffs. You want to start integrating somebody early. I think that, there's room to bring somebody on board. I think Tony Allen would be the likely guy to go.
Or maybe it's just healthy Tony Allen, I guess. I don't know.
We wouldn't know. We haven't seen it enough.
So what's Garnett? What's the scouting report on Garnett? I honestly haven't really, when it's football season, I have a hard time following the Celtics.
Sure.
Usually I pick him up afterwards. So is Garnett, is he where Al Jefferson? I know Al Jefferson in Minnesota is kind of in the same boat, and he isn't really himself. I
was questioning, about 2 weeks ago, I was questioning whether or not Garnett was, not that he wasn't back, but just whether or not he needed to kind of be scaled back in the minutes that he plays, because he looked like he was still a guy who was on his way to getting better.
Yeah.
But then the last week, he's been playing phenomenally, and I think that, he looks like a guy who's 100% recovered. He said that he doesn't expect, to play pain-free or to play 100% at all this season.
Wow.
But, if we can get what we've been getting for the last week out of Kevin Garnett, I say we. If the Celtics can get...
It's all right. It's legal.
If the Celtics can get that out of him for the rest of the season, I think they'd be happy with that.
And is he still 26 to 30 minutes a game? Is he playing? Has he had any of these 40-minute games or?
No, I think they're gonna.
And why? So they're not going to do.
They're
that.
going to avoid having really any of the big three play 40 minutes a game. They're really trying to taper off their minutes. It's different if you got like Ray Allen's got it going, and he's got the hot hand, and he's such a freak in the way that he takes care of himself. I mean, he's one of the best conditioned guys in the NBA. Yeah. He's actually lighter, as we've discussed too. He's lighter than he was when he played earlier in his career. So if he's gonna have it going, you might see him play 40 minutes, but for the most part, Doc Rivers is very aware of that this year more than ever, because he saw what happened last year in the playoffs. If one of those guys goes down and you need to depend on the other guys, they're worn out.
Right. It's good stuff.
I agree.
Enough to make you start watching the Celtics?
No, because the Bruins are playing well.